In January 1959, a group of 9 experienced hikers set out on an expedition into the northern Ural Mountains of the former Soviet Union. Led by Igor Dyatlov, the team consisted of young, skilled students and graduates who were trained in survival and mountaineering. Their goal was to reach a remote mountain known as Otorten, a challenging but achievable journey. They never made it.
The group traveled deep into the snowy wilderness, documenting their progress with photographs and journal entries. Everything seemed normal at first: laughter, teamwork, and determination. But as they approached a slope on a mountain later known as Kolet Syakhl, conditions became harsher. Winds grew stronger, temperatures dropped, and visibility declined. On the night of February 1st, something happened. Something that forced 9 experienced hikers to make a decision that defies logic to this day.
Weeks later, when the group failed to return, search teams were sent to find them. What they discovered was deeply unsettling. The hiker's tent was found partially buried in snow, but it had been cut open from the inside. Inside the tent, personal belongings, clothing, and supplies were left behind. Outside, footprints led away from the tent, barefoot or in socks, into the freezing darkness. It made no sense. Why would experienced hikers abandon shelter in sub-zero temperatures without proper clothing?
The first 2 bodies were found near a forest, under a cedar tree. They were barefoot, lightly dressed, and showed signs of having tried to make a fire. Nearby, broken branches suggested they had climbed the tree, possibly trying to see something, or escape something. Between the tree and the tent, more bodies were discovered, as if they had tried to return but collapsed in the snow. But the most disturbing discoveries were yet to come.
Months later, after the snow began to melt, the remaining 4 bodies were found in a ravine. Their injuries were severe and unusual. Some had fractured ribs and skull damage, injuries described as comparable to high-impact trauma. One victim was missing her tongue. Yet, strangely, there were no clear external wounds to match the severity of the internal injuries. It raised more questions than answers.
Soviet authorities conducted an investigation, but many details remained unclear or unexplained. The official conclusion was vague: the hikers had died due to a compelling natural force. But what force? That question has remained unanswered for decades.
Over the years, countless theories have emerged. Some believe it was an avalanche, forcing the hikers to flee their tent in panic. Others suggest extreme weather conditions, such as powerful winds causing disorientation. More controversial theories propose military testing, unknown natural phenomena, or even encounters with something unexplained. Each theory explains part of the mystery, but none explain everything.
Certain details continue to puzzle investigators and researchers. Why was the tent cut open from the inside instead of using the entrance? Why did the hikers leave without proper clothing? What caused the severe internal injuries without external damage? And what led them into the freezing night in the first place? These unanswered questions keep the mystery alive.
Decades later, modern investigations revisited the case using new scientific methods. Some studies supported the avalanche theory, suggesting a rare type of snow collapse may have triggered panic. Yet even these explanations leave gaps. The behavior of the hikers remains difficult to fully understand.
Today, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most haunting mysteries in modern history. 9 experienced individuals. A remote mountain. A single night. And a sequence of events that no one has ever fully explained.
High in the frozen Ural Mountains, where the wind still howls across endless snow, the truth remains buried. No witnesses. No clear answers. Only footprints leading into darkness. And a mystery that refuses to fade.